Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree Marie. Welcome back. I'm so excited to film this video. I have not done a sit down chit chat type of video in a long time. So today I want to talk about the things that I wish I had known before I cut my locks. If you guys have been following me this far, you know that I am 5 years locked. I just turned 5 years locked in towards the end of August. Around that time is the time that I decided that I would cut my locks into a bob. And this is something that I've been considering for a while because I had a lot of weakened locks, a lot of damaged locks towards the end, you know, towards the tips of my locks. So I just thought that it would be the perfect time for me to start fresh, do something new, shake it up a little bit. I was a little bored with my locks as well. So I decided to do something, and that something was cut my locks. So I wanted to refresh and revive my hair and give it a style. I've never had my hair cut into a style before, and so I did it myself at home. So if you want to check out that video, I will have that linked up above for you if you want to check it out. Also in the description box if you want to see it later. But yeah, I cut my locks, and if you saw that particular video, you know that since then they have grown out a little bit. I did cut it into like an asymmetrical bob shape. It's not at all perfect because I'm not a professional, okay? But I tried something and I think that I like it. So the things that I wish that I had known before cutting my locks. The first thing, locks in itself is a style that requires maintenance. If you are going for a more manicured look and you're not particularly going for the freeform route, you have to do certain things to keep them up. You have to wash your hair, you have to wash it thoroughly, and that takes some time. So locks are not low maintenance per se, but they could be low manipulation, but they still require maintenance, especially after you cut your locks into a style. So after I cut my locks into this bob style, I realized quickly that it requires maintenance to keep up, okay? If you want a style such as a bob, it requires upkeep. It requires you to keep it up to, you know, up to standards so that it looks just as good as when you first cut your hair. For me, when I first cut my locks, it looked really nice, really fresh, clean. Then I realized weeks later, after having not retwisted or, you know, shaped up my hair, fell off with my moisturizing routine, I shortly realized that my lock style didn't look so much like a style anymore. It just looked really crazy, to be honest. It really looked like it needed me to refresh it and upkeep it with a retightening and moisturizing routine. And that's with locks, period. Even if you don't have a style, my moisturizing routine can do a whole lot better. But when you cut your locks into a style, it requires you to keep your locks up and to maintain it in such a way that your hair still looks good even in that style. Because even if your hair is cut into a style, if it's not maintained, it's not going to look like a style anymore, if that makes sense. The second thing that I noticed that I wish I had known before I cut my locks is that I would, because I have kind of sensitive skin, I would develop a rash over where the ends of my locks sit. Shortly after I cut my locks were a little shorter on this side, and they were hanging like right there at, you know, the base of my neck. And like I said, I've never had my hair cut into a style before. My hair for a long time was just, you know, just free and behind my back. My locks were maybe towards bra strap, a little longer than bra strap length before I cut it. So I really didn't have any experience with my hair sitting at my neck, and it would constantly, you know, be touching the base of my neck. I'm not used to that, and so my neck, my skin being very sensitive as it is, my neck developed a little bit of a rash right there at the point where my ends touched my the base of my neck. And my ends still do need to be sealed, but even so, when I first cut it, because the way that I cut it, I cut my locks and my ends kind of unraveled and just stayed out. I mean, it didn't unravel the lock itself, but the ends just stayed. I'm trying so hard to explain, but they just stayed frayed out. And that frayed outness gathered right over here, and it caused friction to my skin, and so I developed a rash. So I wish I'd known that since my skin, my neck is not used to hair just touching my skin all the time, that it would feel a little sensitive shortly after cutting my hair. And just to know that that's a part of the process, at least for me. I don't know about everyone else, but that was my process. So I wish I had known that before, so that I wouldn't be thinking that it was, you know, maybe something else that was, you know, bothering my neck, or it was my hair. It was my hair, and me getting used to having short hair. Another thing I wish I had known about cutting my locks is that I would shortly after want to color my hair. I would want to color my hair in order to truly, you know, complete the look of the bob that I was going for. And so you guys know, if you've been following me, last week I colored my locks with a semi-permanent hair color, the Adore semi-permanent hair color, and I mixed two colors together to get a nice rich auburn color. And so I colored the tips of my locks. My locks were more of an ashy brown / blonde. Mixed them two together and got this particular, you know, burnt auburn look. And so that was my way of kind of spicing up the look, because my locks, after I cut them into a bob and I had that old kind of golden blonde, it didn't look like it was complete. My hair looked like it needed something else in order to truly bring out the best of the bob look that I was going for. So that's why I went ahead and colored my locks last week. And to be honest, I want to color it again. That's just me, okay? You guys know I'm always doing something different. I am planning on coloring my hair again, mostly because the roots are just too long and I need just a little touch-up. Just a touch-up. So I will be showing you guys that when I do it, and I will be showing you the color that I go for. So yeah. Another thing I wish I had known before I cut my locks is that I would soon look at all of the pictures that I took before cutting my locks, and then miss my long locks again. But I am happy that I cut my locks, just because of the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, they were damaged. There were weakened, you know, points along the ends of my locks that truly just needed to be cut off. I'm happy that I cut my dead ends off and didn't just leave it on just for the sake of having long hair. But now my hair will actually grow in long and strong. Yeah, but I do miss my long hair. I do miss putting it up into a ponytail. Right now I can't really get that full ponytail look, but you know, we're getting there. And some of the styles that I used to do, I can't do it. Another thing that I wish I had known before cutting my locks is the restriction of hairstyles. I can't quite do the curls that I want to do like I used to. I can't quite achieve the same look. I can't quite, yeah, I have to do the basic things, you know, the twist outs, the braid outs, maybe the foam rollers, and also the flexi rods, but they won't come out the way that they used to. Another thing is, I rather my hair down than in a style. And I like the fact that I have a lock bob, because I don't really have to do much at all. All I have to do is, of course, maintain it, make sure that it's fresh, but on a daily basis, the most that I do is moisturize it, you know, put it back into the side part style, and go, and it's all done. It looks like I did a whole lot without having done much. Another thing that I wish I had known before cutting my locks is that I'm constantly keeping my hair on one side just because, and you guys know this if you've been watching me, but when I have a side part, it doesn't hit the same. I have to constantly be mindful to put my locks back into the place that I originally wanted it to, and then it looks good. But when my locks are out of sorts and in my way and all over the place, this is what it looks like. And so this is the reason why I can't quite do a ponytail, because when I do a ponytail, it looks like I have longer pieces. And it just doesn't look good. It's not all even and all together. So eventually when I do, you know, grow out my hair, I will have to trim the front, or not, or I can just leave it and let it grow into a long bob. I don't know. Then it's okay, because I always tend to lean on the side part rather than the middle part, just because I think that the side part looks better on me than the middle part. So it's okay, but it's just something that comes with the territory, that when you cut your hair into like an asymmetrical bob style, you will only have this style to work with. You won't be able to quite do a whole lot, simply because you have long bangs and the rest of your hair is a different length. Yeah. And the last thing that I wish I had known when I cut my locks is just how quickly my locks would have grown out of the style, out of the lock bob style, and how much more different it looks than what I first went for. So now that it has grown out a little bit, it does look a whole lot different than it did previously. And so if you're looking for that bob style for a longer period of time, you're going to have to keep cutting it, keep trimming it into that style, because your locks will tend to grow as it normally, you know, would. So you're gonna have to keep trimming it, like maybe every other month or so. But for me, I'm planning on growing out my hair anyway, so the lock bob was good for the moment. But yeah, you're gonna have to keep, like I said, it's not low maintenance. This block bob style requires more effort than if you were just to grow your hair out and not particularly have like the bob look. It requires upkeep, it requires trimming, it requires maintenance, twisting your roots and maintaining it, and, you know, oiling your hair just to make the style look like a style rather than just, you know, whatever. I don't know. Oh, and one last thing. Right now, most of the ends look like this. And as you can see, the ends are very blunt. And so I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to go in and seal the ends. I think I have an idea, and I'm going to give it a try, maybe with 1 or 2 locks before I then end up doing it for all of my locks. But I don't know. If you have any recommendations, let me know down below, because I'm always looking for you guys' advice and just ways to keep my locks looking the way that it should. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Those are the things that I wish I had known before cutting my locks. So many of you guys mentioned when I first cut my locks into a bob how much you guys have been thinking about doing the same thing. So I recommend, if you want to cut your locks into a bob, give it a try. Or what you can do is maybe try the twisted, if your hair is a certain length, twist your locks and then like roll them up into the lock bob style. I will have a video of what I'm talking about linked down below, but give it a try and see how it looks on you. And if you like how a bob looks on you, go ahead and do it. Like, your hair will grow back, okay? But thank you guys for watching this video. This was so much fun. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Bye.